When you think about moving to another country, it does sound exciting. And this is so true. New places, new culture, new food, new traditions. I have faced with this, and I can say that the first few months of me living abroad, that was just amazing, like a long vacation. But after a few months of me being an immigrant, some things started popping up, and I wish I knew these things before I became an immigrant. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mary, and usually I upload some motivational, personal development videos, but today will be a new experience for me. I wanna tell a story to you.
It's story time!
So 1 year ago, my family and I, we left Russia, our homeland. And we made this decision so spontaneously, it took us 2-3 days to pack all our things, grabbed 2 small children and leave the country we've been living for like almost 30 years. It was a life-changing experience. However, we faced some challenges I didn't expect to encounter. So the first thing that I faced with as an immigrant is homesickness. And this is so funny because I was the only one family member who was craving to leave Russia, and I said that I would never miss. I'm so sick of living here. I want to live abroad. And me, first member, started feeling this homesickness feeling. And it's real. It really exists. And it's not only about Russian people around you, but also about the language, my mother tongue, about some products you can find abroad, about some cultural differences between Russian and European people. Still, there are some differences. For the really first weeks, I was trying to find some products that we really loved to buy in Russia. And when we couldn't find it, I was a little bit frustrated because we really loved it. I can say it about buckwheat or dumplings. Children really love it, and we too. And after that, my husband explored Russian store, and we loved this place. It's so nice to find a little tiny store like a part of a homeland with some products you love from your childhood. It's not only about products, it's also about language. So currently we live in Hungary, and Hungarian language is really tough to learn. And it's not like you can understand the meaning when people say something. You cannot even get what they are talking about because it's so different. It sounds different. All the sounds are completely not like any Slovenian or English or French or whatever language you know. So definitely, if you want to live abroad and be part of this community, better to know local language. So when you live in your home country, you just take all these things for granted, that you can just speak with the people around, you consume all the products you love, and maybe people who live this lifestyle, they don't appreciate these just typical things too much because they are used to it. But once you are put into different conditions where you cannot find your favorite meals or even speak with the people just in the bus or on the streets. So if I had known that I would have faced with this homesickness for real, I would probably spend more time with the Russian people, with the friends, with the family members. I would appreciate more some typical groceries we can find in our shops, and I would appreciate just being surrounded by Russian. The second thing is impact on family bonds. In fact, not only family, but also relationships with friends. I can say that after moving to another country, some relationships may get stronger and some may get weaker. In my case, I got both. Some relationships got really stronger. For instance, with my dad, despite the fact we can't communicate in real life, but we do communicate through messengers. We call each other, and it's like not a typical call between dad and daughter. We can call and talk about some situations that took place in my childhood, discuss something in the past. I just talk to him and explain and tell some stories what is going on here and how it's beautiful to live here abroad. And definitely we have evolved our relationship and make it really, really strong. And I hope that soon I will see my dad and have a really nice heart-to-heart conversation with him. However, I've lost my friends. So basically, I don't have friends. And when people from the USA told me that it's really matters what the political views people have, because sometimes they just don't communicate despite the fact they may be family. I thought it's bullshit, that it cannot be possible, because if you are like sisters or brothers, and how can you stop communicating if you have different views on a political situation in your country, or just... So it happened with me. I used to be really close with my old sister, but now we barely talk. In fact, we don't talk at all. Maybe once in a year we congratulate each other with some birthdays and with some holidays, but it's not that deep communication as we used to have, and we really had a deep communication and deep connection, especially when we were facing with really big traumas in our life, when our mother was ill. So we got really, really closer with her. And you need to be ready for that. If you're going to move and live somewhere else, you need to be ready that some connections will get weaker and some connections may get stronger. The third thing I wish I knew before I became an immigrant is moving abroad will not help you to escape some problems. What do I mean? Well, if you think that when you move abroad, your life will completely different, all will be different, all will be changed, and you will forget all the traumas and abusive relationships or whatever you faced with, that's a bullshit. It will work only in short term. It's not a long-term decision, not decision, but solution. It's not a long-term solution. First few months of living abroad definitely will help you to overcome some traumas that you had, maybe in relationship, in romantic relationship, or with your parents, or whatever you had. But after a few months of living abroad, all the traumas, all the difficulties and holes in your soul may come out again. It can get even worse. So don't escape reality. If you have some traumas, if you have some problems and some topics and some situations that you still didn't overcome, and you still coming back to it and overthinking about it, you just need some extra help, maybe some specialist, or maybe a heart-to-heart conversation with the friends. But moving abroad will not solve these problems. You just like escape, you would just escape your reality for some time. For some time it would help, but afterwards you would still get these traumas out again and feel disappointed and miserable, and definitely you wouldn't be able to enjoy the whole new life in a new country, in new cities, with whole new people and traditions and amazing things that you will face in a new country. So if number one reason for you, if you want to move, and number one reason for you is to just get rid of all the memories, bad memories about any traumas you had, no, it will not work. It will get out again, and you will not feel happy about it. So these were 3 things I wish I knew before I became immigrant. I hope you found them useful, and if you are going to leave your home country, you will be consider these things like useful tips for you, and will avoid some misconception that you may have. So I wish you luck with your movement, and keep in touch. See you next time. Bye bye.